Hello and welcome back to another movie review. As always, I'm Kelly, and I just got out of Bill and Ted 3 Face the Music. Kinda. Yeah, I watched this one on VOD. I wanted to go to the theater, but it just, everything happened. I ended up just buying it. Because you can actually buy it this time. You can either rent it for $20 or just buy it for $25. So I bought it. And thankfully, it was good enough that, yeah, I probably would have bought it anyway, and I'm probably going to buy a physical one when it comes out. On that note, I will also have an extra digital code, which I will gladly give to someone. Just leave a comment below. But jokes aside, this movie was just refreshingly fun. I don't really know how else to describe this movie because it's stupid. It's Bill and Ted. It's supposed to be stupid. But it actually is kind of smart at the same time. This is a perfect movie for you to just turn off your brain, sit down, and enjoy the spectacle in front of you. And while it's not perfect, there are a lot of things that, well, I'm a critic, I have to nitpick. It is just a good time, no alcohol required. Though I'm sure that if you do add some alcohol to this, you won't be disappointed either. If you're looking for a fun movie that's not too heavy, this is perfect for you. It's not the greatest, and I'm not even going to say it's better than Bogus Journey or Excellent Journey by a long shot. But I can say that in this 2020, it was nice to have a movie where I could just say, I had fun with that. And that's pretty much my spoiler-free review thoughts. So if you want to stay for spoilers, continue on. If you don't, just skip to the end and see the rating. Now, the first thing good I can say about this entire production is that all of the actors are really good, especially the returning actors. While Keanu Reeves has had a bang-up last couple of years, and he's definitely back in everyone's good graces, so that's not really surprised that he can do this movie again. Alex Winter's pretty much been gone since Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I don't know if he was in anything else after that. I'm not going to IMDb it, but seriously, I can't think of anything he's been in the last 20 years. But it feels like he just jumped right back into this without even missing a step. I mean, it's perfect. And the best part is that they don't play these characters, like they did back in the day. They have matured. They've had to deal with real issues, but they're still themselves. The best comparison I could probably make to their performances is pretty much like Dumb and Dumber. Yes, they're stupid, but it's just who they are. It's not that they're actually stupid, it's more of that they just don't think the same way we do. And Keanu and Alex have such great chemistry with each other. You can watch them do pretty much anything, and you are entertained 100% the entire time. Especially when they just seem to be messing with freaking makeup. You saw the two scenes inside of the trailer with them being like hair metal rock stars who suddenly talk with English accents. I started laughing so hard I couldn't finish that. Or the other very amazing muscle sequence that we all started freaking out when they dropped the trailer for this. Watching them in really, really, really bad muscle suits that have pretty funny tattoos when you read them, beat up the super robot from the future that's trying to kill the original Bill and Ted. It's kind of funny. And that's not to say that Keanu and Alex are the only people who are giving their A game. The two women who play their daughters inside of this, Bridget Letty Payne and Samara Weaving, who is really nice to see inside of this movie again, they are great as the daughters of these guys. While it does come off that they're doing an impression of Bill and Ted themselves, just, being girls now, they too have really good chemistry with each other and actually have a lot of really, really funny moments with each other. I mean, it is a perfect carbon copy of the dynamic there, and it's just so enjoyable and endearing to watch. But I do have to be the critic here, and I do have to mention the bad, and the bad inside of this is pretty much the daughter's plot line of going around and grabbing musicians to form the ultimate band. It's just Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure again. And while I did have some fun with that, I especially loved it when they want to get Jimi Hendrix, but he won't believe them, so they go back in time, get Louis Armstrong, bring Louis Armstrong to convince Jimi Hendrix, and Jimi Hendrix still pretty much blows them off because, Louis Armstrong's like 75. This guy is not 75. And one turns to the other like, I know we should have gotten old Louis. Seriously, why didn't we do that? You know, there are moments like that that are fun and enjoyable with their plotline, but it's still just the same plotline. Especially when they missed the biggest joke. Look, they got Jimi Hendrix, but Bill and Ted, why didn't they get Van Halen? It's right there. It's just right there. It's low-hanging fruit. Just grab it. It's right there. And I wish that I could have enjoyed this entire plotline more, but with them missing jokes like that and pretty much just repeating everything wholesale, it just felt like it was a time sink. Now, it all comes into play at the very end of the film, which I'm not going to spoil too much of if I can avoid it, because there is a lot of heart, and let's be honest, we all kind of predicted what was going to happen there. If you've been part of any of the discourse of this movie when they've dropped trailers and things, yeah, that's pretty much what happens. And while there's a lot of heart put into this entire narrative, I just feel that if they took those extra steps to make their plot as interesting as their dad's, that probably would have helped even out the movie a lot more. Because there are noticeable moments when jokes just don't land, and it's kind of awkward, like 3 or 4 minutes before they get back into the groove of things. Also, there's a problem with them trying to run with a joke way too long. In particular, this killer robot I mentioned, after he gains speaking lines, we'll just say, every second he was on screen, I kind of wanted to kill him. And make him actually stay in hell this time, because I know he dies. It's just beating that horse too much. Just one step too far, could have pulled it back. But the other thing that I noticed the most of is that this movie doesn't really end. It just stops. Like, it feels like there's like 10 minutes missing from here. Like that small little bit of resolution, you know, seeing the family go off and do their thing and seeing the future, you know, fix shit and all that stuff. They pretty much had the final concert, and while they're playing the final song, there's a small little bit of narration and just ends. I stayed till after the credits to make sure I didn't miss anything on that case. And there is an after credits sequence that is pretty kind of funny. But no, there isn't an ending. It just stops. Okay. But all the nitpicks aside, overall, this film, it's not perfect. It's not the greatest comedy in the world, and I can't even say that I'm probably going to rewatch it all that often, but I will rewatch it. There's an optimism inside of this movie that I feel is just kind of infectious. While it is stupid, it never treats you as dumb. It lets these simple characters kind of come to a simple solution to a complicated problem. And it's very entertaining to watch. And while things do feel repeated in a lot of plot lines, that's just kind of how a sequel like this would generally go about, well, being made. Yes, there's going to be fan service. So what? Is it funny? Is it good? I don't care. It's only bad when it overstays its welcome and gets in the way of all the new stuff that's coming out. So all in all, my final verdict on this one is see it in theaters. You will not be disappointed with the money you spend on this movie. While it's not a must-see, something that's going to shatter or change things or just be culturally important, I can see this movie just being a really damn good time that you're not going to regret at any price. Hell, if you don't want to go to a theater, you can just do what I did and buy it on VOD. And that's it from me. Did you enjoy the video? Have you seen Bill and Ted Face the Music? Tell me what you thought about it in the comments down below. Let's get some healthy discussion going. And as always, if you like what you saw, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. All those things help my channel grow so that I can hopefully, get to 1,000 subs. Also, I do stream on this channel every Thursday night. We're in the middle of Pokemon right now, but we're going to probably shake things up and, change it around. So check it out and see what you think. And yeah, that's it for me, so I'll see you guys next time. And be excellent, dudes.